So, having a conversation with someone, with one yesterday, and a world for all, or just world for all. There's any cool books in here? City of God. I don't feel like I need to take anything. Just came to see. So. What came to my consciousness is then sidebar, sun is out, and their mantra, one of their mantras, slogans, thoughts, practices in theory and application and praxis and practice, I am a praxis, continues to be, don't seek attention, seek respect. For me, what that means for me, to me, onto me, for me, is what does that mean, right? And what it means for me, to me, onto me, is and could and should and would it be divinely. What is respect? What is attention? Well, for me, to me, onto me, unto me, by me, through me, is respect, is intentional attention. When I walk down these streets in these towns, in these cities, in the city of God, is by default, I get attention. So what do I have to do to make it respectful, powerful? Powerness is to be intentional with what I do with that reaction, with that response. But a lot of times it's a reaction because the people, the folks, the souls, their consciousness, their beingness, their reality is when they see something like I, like thy, like thou, they react to it. There's a chemical, an alchemical, 333, reaction. And then I need to either react and or respond and or behave and or send sunshine, energy, power, darkness, truth, light, wholeness. I need to balance that reaction from the mirror that all is, the mirror that environment is, the noise that I make by just being, right? What is family? But merely, totally, absolutely foundation. When one is comfortable or one gets comfortable, one cannot be comfortable in that comfortableness, but when comfortableness happens, work shall be done to push one down a path, down a journey, down a gateway, to a door, to a window, to a rooftop, to a steeple, to a chapel of sorts, a sanctuary of sorts, where one can work well to go to the next level, the next phase, the next staircase, the next ladder of what? See what I'm focused on right now, esotericism, the inner workings of the universe, the inner truths, the real truths, in my opinion, the real life. So, everything's a signal. The red light, the green light, the stop sign, the walk sign, the district office, the district, destruction, off it, off sis, off it, off ice, the district off ice, ISIS. Who is ISIS? Do you know? Google is just a couple clicks away. Back then, they were asleep. They were dead. They were dormant. They were not whole. But I move. I groove. I ride. It's funny, I just got a video of my niece, a photo. She's eating a banana split. And, everything happens in divine alignment and divine timing. So, wake up. Wake up, because your lineage, it's what makes the world go round. It's karmic debt. It's karmic curses. KK. Right? And people shy away from the darkness. But then it just haunts them. There's a small black and there's a big black. Okay? The little black is the little darkness, the little blackness is infected in most people. Most, if not all. What's 1%? What's a 1%er? What's 0.5%? What's a half of a 1%? Half of a percentile, right? All these sidewalks are fucking tiles, right? The majority of folks or kinfolks, we're all from the same lineage, especially a spiritual genealogical, pen, den. It's all one in one way, in the way, in capital O-N-E way. So there's responsibility, there's action, and then reactions, and the reactions that come from that. And that's how you go from comfortableness, comfort, to what is discomfortable, what is discomfort, what is uncomfort, which is non-comfort. We're here to work. And life is easy, but I think that the easy life that most, if not all, pursue and accomplish is slavery. And I mean that in the sense that it's total slavery. It's unwhole slavery. It's a spiritual slavery, because what we're living in, of, and even for is just a dream that we create, a reality that we create. It's all in the consciousness and the limitations that are created unsatisfactorily, So, when you're in elevated states, when you get in levitation, literally from a spiritual standpoint, and your body leaves, but better put, or alternatively put, your spirit leaves. but your body can go with it. You see that, like, all this shit, right? Like, they knew that back then in natural states, in indigenous cultures. They weren't so cloudy. They weren't so clouded. They weren't so murky. They weren't so, bogged down by all this materiality, this physicality. And that's why I do believe that minimalism is about essentialism, and essentialism is about that. But it's about having high quality shit and then sticking to that. So, and it's like your touch points too. So I'm about to go in the church that I grew up in and just get a sense of it. It's not like a Catholic church where there's so much symbolism and myth and that type of energy that goes along with that. The butterfly, cute. Right? So, East House. Like, what does that even mean? 2566, and you can do the numerological deduction from that. There's just like everything's just play, Like a child looks at the world as play, but it's also magic too. So why are we not performing magic in our environments? I mean, I think it's just a lack of power, which comes from a lack of awareness, a lack of consciousness. Everything is divine, and you got to align to that divinity, Yeah. There's a yes, there's a no, there's a straight line, there's a goal. There's a yes, there's a no, there's a straight line, there's a goal. There's a yes, there's a no, there's a straight line, there's a goal. That flashing lights coming both ways. I don't know what that's about. Now they just turned off. See, that's magic right there. If you're in tune with your environment, everything becomes magical. Wholeness.